2021 was a great year for local co-op gaming, and 2022 is shaping up to be just as good. I have 15 games to talk about that I'm really excited to play this year. Top 15 upcoming couch co-op games of 2022. 30XX. 30XX is a game that is currently in early access, but the full release should be available in 2022. From what I've played, I absolutely loved it. I'm just waiting for the full release before I get too invested. I played 20XX a bit when that one came out, and I wasn't as into the art direction or procedurally generated level design, but I feel like 30XX greatly improved the visuals by going with the retro look. I always fantasized about having a co-op Mega Man game when I was a kid. This looks like the closest thing we'll ever get to that. Aliisha, the Oblivion of Twin Goddesses. A narrative game based around co-op and exclusive to the Nintendo Switch? Sign me up. I really love the visuals of this game. One article said, built specifically around the Nintendo Switch unique hardware features, Aliisha is an emotional journey into the unknown with distinctive and surprising gameplay. Everything about this sounds compelling and original. Definitely looking forward to this one. Bokura. This one we don't know much about. There's no trailer or gameplay footage anywhere, but based on the screenshots, I'm really into the art style and cute sprites. Just listen to this description. Bokura is a puzzle adventure game for 2 players only. Each player will be 2 boys who have run away from home and moved forward, somewhere far. There are many stages ahead of them that can only be overcome by their cooperation, by solving gimmicks that require inspiration, ingenuity, and communication. In capturing the stage, you can experience the story of 2 boys running away from home. I'm going somewhere far away. Will you come too? The boy nodded. I wanted to know how far somewhere far is. Anyways, I don't know what some of that means, but it sounds like another game that is exclusively co-op, so that's cool. I'll be keeping an eye on this one. Cuphead, the delicious last course. Cuphead has to be the most beautiful hand-drawn game of all time. The gameplay is just as good as the visuals. It's also one of the hardest games I have ever completed with a partner. That was a real proud gaming accomplishment for my brother and I. I've been dying to play the delicious last course for a while, and I'm excited that it finally has a release date. Based on the gameplay, it looked like there might be a 3-player option, or am I just looking at things wrong? Anyways, that'd be a cool addition. Death Trash. Death Trash is another early access game that I plan to get into when the full version is available. From everything I've seen, Death Trash is just my style. I got some Hyper Light Drifter and Unsighted vibes, but looks to have more crafting and customization. I love the dark apocalyptic world. The pixel art style is polished, but gritty at the same time. The giant grotesque enemies caught my attention immediately, and look like they'll provide some excellent boss fights. I can't wait to try Death Trash later this year. Halo Infinite. I can't explain how much time I put into the original Halo and Halo 2. I played online, I had Halo parties with multiple Xboxes, and of course, the co-op campaign mode. I feel that playing the story mode with a friend in split screen is an important part of the experience. So when Halo 5 came out and excluded this feature, I was pretty disappointed. That's still the only mainline game in the series I haven't played yet. Luckily, Halo Infinite is correcting this catastrophic problem. The single-player mode was already released last year, but the co-op split-screen mode is supposed to come sometime this year. I don't care when it comes out, as long as split-screen is available. Kirby and the Forgotten Land. I say it all the time. I will never get tired of the traditional Kirby formula. I'm always excited to try every new Kirby game as it comes out. I don't care that they don't change it up that much. That being said, Kirby and the Forgotten Land looks like they are finally trying some new things. I think it's the first fully 3D Kirby game ever. It'll be interesting to see how they make it work, but it looks like a lot of the traditional Kirby mechanics are still intact, just now in 3D. This is definitely one of my most anticipated games of the year. Luminary. I don't know much about this game. All I know is it's an open world RPG that has split screen. That alone would have sold me, but the Breath of the Wild and Horizon Zero Dawn vibes I got from the trailer just got me even more excited for this title. There isn't a release date yet, but I'm hoping it comes out in 2022. Pocky and Rocky Reshrined. I just found out about this game before recording this and had to quickly add it to the list. I have great memories of playing the Pocky and Rocky games with my little brother in our early years of experimenting with emulation. Reshrined looks like another reboot that is doing everything right. The art style is faithful to the original, but with some modern touches. I love when modern sequels to old games go with a retro pixel style instead of the cheaper flash animation look. It looks like there are some new characters being added, and they all look pretty cool. It's at least 2 players. It would be cool if they made it 4 players, but either way, this is a reboot I never expected, and I'm just thrilled to try it out. River City Girls 2. The River City Ransom and Kunio games will always be some of my favorite co-op experiences. The original on NES, as well as the sequels on Famicom and Super Famicom, all still hold up really well. When it comes to the newer additions to the series, I think River City Ransom Underground is one of the all-time best, but I also really enjoyed River City Girls. The sequel looks just as good. I can't wait to see what new features they throw in. Sea of Stars. The Sea of Stars creators mentioned that the game drew inspiration from Chrono Trigger and the active turn-based battle system of Mario RPG. That alone got me excited. Those are 2 of the best RPGs of all time, and being able to play this with a partner sounds like the perfect game for me. There really aren't a lot of RPGs that are co-op, especially turn-based ones, so I'm really excited to see how they pull it off. I'm also a fan of some of their past work, like The Messenger. I love the art style and environments that have been shown. I have high hopes for Sea of Stars. Splatoon 3. For the first time, Splatoon will include a split-screen option, which will also include the Salmon Run co-op mode. It would be great if the story mode was co-op, but I'm not going to complain. I had lots of fun playing Salmon Run with my brother on Splatoon 2. It's just awesome to see Nintendo continuing to be the biggest supporters of split-screen and couch co-op. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Shredder's Revenge. So this might be my most anticipated game of the year, if not the decade. I was obsessed with the Ninja Turtles growing up, from the cartoon and action figures to the arcade and home console games. I couldn't get enough. There have been TMNT games that consistently come out over the years, but it's been a while since we had a traditional beat-em-up. It's not controversial to say that's where the Turtles shine. From what we've seen, Shredder's Revenge seems to offer everything I'd want. It's 4-player co-op, great pixel art style, a good variety of moves, and for the first time, you can even play as April. I know I've set my bar pretty high in my head, but with the recent release of Streets of Rage 4, I feel like modern game designers really know how to make a good beat-em-up. Even if it's half as good as that, I'll be happy. Tiny Tina's Wonderland. I love Borderlands. I remember playing through the original with my friend on Xbox 360 when it came out. First-person shooter with RPG elements was quite the novelty for the time. Sure, just about every AAA game has some sort of RPG thing thrown in, so it's not as big of a deal now. But back then, it was new and fresh. Tiny Tina looks like it'll be more of the same thing. As long as there is split screen, that's not a bad thing. Zorya, the Celestial Sisters. This is a really interesting looking 3D co-op puzzle game. I'm not sure what to expect from this one, but I love the art direction, and any game built around co-op guarantees I will invest my time and money into it. What are your most anticipated couch co-op games of 2022? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.
Smash that motherfucking like button, you little chode. Bebop, stop, pop, sweat, shotgun, drop, bar, up, flop, chop, slop. Co-op.